Hi guys, and welcome back to Clearview Driving. My name is Aman and today I'm doing a mock test for Abrar. Now he's been learning to drive with me from a complete beginner, which was over a year ago actually. His test has been delayed due to lockdown and your test is now in a week's time. Now he hasn't really been driving regularly all this time, so he has been driving a different car. And today we're going to do a mock test in the area where he's got his test, which is Isleworth. Okay, so throughout the drive I want you to follow the road ahead. Whenever I need you to turn, I will tell you in plenty of time. If I don't say anything, keep going straight. If you're not sure where you're going, you can ask. I'm going to get you to carry out a manoeuvre and possibly the emergency stop. Okay, so yeah, we're just going to get started now. Okay, so before we get started, could you tell me, how would you check that your brakes are working?
So they shouldn't feel spongy, and when the engine is turned on, it shouldn't swing to one side. Okay, that's fine. Alright, so whenever you're ready, we're going to get started from here. So we're just going to follow the road up till the roundabout and then turn right, and then the sat nav should start from there.
After 100 yards, go right on the roundabout and take the second exit. Go right on the roundabout and take the second exit.
The road ahead is not wide enough for two cars to easily pass. Abrar gets another minor fault for clearance. He should have slowed down and stopped instead of carrying on.
After 200 yards, go left on the roundabout and take the first exit.
When giving way to traffic, try and always leave at least 2 car lengths ahead in order to move away easily. Abrar gets too close to the black car in front, leaving himself very little space to move away. On approach to the mini roundabout to turn left, Abrar doesn't notice the black car approaching from the right and was about to move in front of them. I had to stop the car as this was a dangerous gap to take. Oh, stop there! Okay, whenever you're ready, just continue. You can pull over and park on the left anywhere safe. Thank you. Drive off whenever you're ready. So we're just following the road round to the left. approach to the meeting situation with the grey van approaching, Abrar slows down well, allowing the van enough time to get out past the lorry and then goes through. When it's safe to do so, I'd like you to demonstrate how you would wash the front windscreen. Thank you.
After 200 yards, go right on the roundabout and take the second exit. Roundabout and take the second exit.
Abrar approaches the roundabout and observes really well, waiting for the vehicles on the right to pass, and enters. But once he enters, he starts looking left and hesitating, resulting in a serious fault for hesitation on the roundabout.
Cross the roundabout and take the second exit.
As the roundabout's fairly small, a left signal isn't necessary to exit, but you can put it on. The road ahead has parked vehicles on both sides. It's not wide enough to get through with the large oncoming vehicle, so Abrar decides to stop. After the vehicles had passed, there was a gap before the next oncoming vehicle. Abrar should have moved through in that gap, as there is enough space for 2 cars.
Roundabout and take the first exit, B361. Go left on the roundabout and take the first exit.
Abrar positions really well in the centre of the road, giving enough clearance from the left and right.
Cross the roundabout and take the second exit.
Abrar should have slowed down to pass the green van parked on the left, as it's parked out the space, getting another clearance fault. Abrar should have been driving slower through the high street, as the pedestrian lights could have changed. People tend to cross in and out the high street, especially behind large vehicles. So you should keep scanning hazards side to side and drive at a slower speed. The van on the left is parked in a position where they shouldn't be parked, as there's roadworks going on ahead. There are cones laid out and therefore the van is sticking out. Abrar should have waited for the oncoming vehicle, as they have priority in this position, but instead he forces them to slow down and to stop, resulting in a serious fault for meeting. approach to the right turn, Abrar stops too early and he's about to enter into the no entry. He moves forward as the black car on the right signals him that he shouldn't be turning in there. Oh, we're not turning in here yet. It's just the one after. Abrar slows down and deals really well with the parked vehicle, leaving enough clearance to get around.
At the end of the road, turn right, B358, then turn right.
Abrar signals a little bit early as the turning is at the end of the road.
Turn right, then turn right.
Abrar doesn't wait for a safe gap to enter and slows down the vehicle approaching from the left. He shouldn't have taken this gap. The vehicle approaching from the left definitely had to step off the accelerator as Abrar made good progress, but he should not have taken this gap as it wasn't safe.
After 200 yards, turn right. Turn right.
Fine there, thank you. I'm just going to turn the sat nav off from here. Okay, I'm just going to give you instructions as normal from now on, so whenever you're ready, let's drive off. Roundabout, turn left. approach to the zebra crossing, Abrar slows down to a stop. He should have just braked and slowed down just to see if the pedestrians were going to cross, but could have carried on before the lady, as she hadn't actually approached the crossing yet. Take the second road on your right.
This one?
This is the second one. This is the first. Abrar slows down well as the road narrows for the meeting situation with the parked vehicles. The road ahead is narrow with lots of pedestrians in the road. Abrar maintains a slow speed to deal with all the hazards. On approach to the meeting situation, Abrar waits in a good position to allow the oncoming vehicles to pass. After this black car passes, he should have moved forward into the middle of the road next to the red car. After waiting for several vehicles to pass, the vehicle in front flashes their lights to get through. Now Abrar should have moved forward, but stopped next to the red car as the vehicles after this are still sticking out and the road isn't wide enough for two. turn right. The view on approach to this roundabout is quite open, so you can see it's actually clear on the right to continue, but Abrar starts waiting for the red vehicle approaching from the left. As the vehicle is quite fast, this wouldn't actually get counted as a serious fault, but could actually be a minor fault. Turn left here again. You can pull in and park up on the left. Don't worry about the drives, just in this space here is fine. That's great there, thank you. Okay, Abrar, what I'd like you to do now, using the vehicle in front, I'd like you to carry out the parallel park exercise. So pull over alongside this vehicle in the road, then reverse back and park within 2 car spaces, please. Okay? As Abrar's reversing back, he needs to continue to look around as he's reversing back for quite a long distance without looking over his left shoulder or his right shoulder, resulting in a minor fault with observation. Thank you. Drive off whenever you're ready. Pull in and park up on the left-hand side just here. Just give me a few minutes. Okay, how was the drive for you, bro?
Rocky. Like.
What did you say, sorry?
Rocky, like.
Oh, rocky, yeah.
Back, then alright. Then at the end, just a little bit.
Okay, now you're not familiar with this area at all. It's very new to you, and it shows. Okay? Mm-hmm. I've got quite a few faults there. So firstly, let's talk about the obvious faults. So that roundabout right at the beginning where the black car was turning.
So, I should have stopped the lady.
Why did you move? Why did you try to go before her? I had to stop you there.
I thought she stopped for me, but she didn't.
Yeah. So it's a roundabout. She's clearly approaching from your right. She hasn't got any reason to stop because the vehicle on the left, I don't know where they were going, but she wasn't stopping. She was slowing down on approach, but we should have given her priority, and I had to stop you there, so that was dangerous. Okay. The other fault I've got for observation, I've got quite a few, so I'm trying to just place them. There was a lot of clearance faults happening, a lot of them, that, like, as you were driving through and there were cars parked up, if someone else turned up in front, you kept squeezing through as opposed to slowing down and stopping really closely. And there were 2 occasions where I was about to brake for you.
Oh yeah, I think I know it's near the school.
Yeah, near the school there, and then right at the beginning there was one as well where where the car had a broken brake light. You're just going right up close to them and then stopping. Yeah, we shouldn't be going through small spaces. You should have just been waiting, because the speed around this area, what was the speed mostly?
20.
Now, why do you think it's 20 miles per hour?
Because it's just really small roads.
Yeah,
like tiny roads.
There's loads of hazards and you're sort of just carrying on. I know nothing really jumped out in front of you, but we shouldn't be at that speed, especially not at this time in the morning. So you should have been going a lot slower, slowing down, considering to stop. Then there was that right turn that we did on the high street, just after the high street. What happened with that right turn where the no entry was, where the man was telling you?
Oh yeah, that. I forgot.
Yeah. So even if you'd looked on the sat nav at that point, there were 2 lines in the first one.
Yeah, I did see the 2 lines. I didn't know.
Yeah. But yeah, I sort of thought, okay, good. He looks like he's going into the no entry, and I had to wait until, you know, you're about to commit to it.
Yeah. And then
you sort of went there and just sat there and then looked in, and that's when the man was telling you not to turn in.
I realised when you know, there was 2 cars next to each other.
Yeah.
Just before that, and I was like, why is this guy on my lane? And then he was pointing that way. I was like, oh crap! And then I went for it.
Yeah. So it took you quite a while to register that. So that's why reason why that would have been a dangerous fault there as well. Then there was hesitation on a roundabout, and I think this one happened because the observation fault with the black car happened. You got to like a T-junction looking roundabout where there was nobody to your right at all. There was a vehicle approaching from the left, but you'd already gone into the roundabout.
Oh yeah, I know it's and then there's a blue car.
Yeah. So you went into the roundabout and then you just sat there. Now you waited for the car on the left. Now she completely stopped and then you carried on. Now who has priority in that scenario?
No, me, sorry.
Yeah. So we didn't need to wait for her anyways.
Yeah.
Obviously, if she was coming in super fast, not looking like she's going to stop for you, that's more of a safety hazard now. But she didn't look like she was going to move out in front of you, so you should have just carried on. Okay. I didn't like your speed in that high street. I felt like you kept whizzing through. There was loads of hazards. There was loads of large vehicles, tight spaces, and you kept squeezing through. You didn't slow down enough anyways, and you didn't consider stopping. Okay. Yeah, there's so much happening there. I was just thinking, what are you doing? I'm trying to think of where the other observation fault was. Oh, there was another right turn. You know where the man on the right wanted to cross with the little kid?
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to the end of that road. Now, you didn't need to stop for them, but once you got to the end of that road, you sort of looked right and left. There was a vehicle approaching from the left, a black car, and you moved in front of him. Now, he wasn't very frustrated, but that shouldn't be a gap that we should be taking, and I had to sort of put my hand up, apologising.
Oh yeah, that's the one I was talking about.
Yeah? So we shouldn't have moved in front of him either. Because we should be looking both ways for a safe gap there.
Yeah, I think that one was too soon.
Yeah. Were you rushing to get through? What was happening?
You know, when I make one mistake, it's like I just give up.
Yeah, but you shouldn't do.
No, I know, but...
Okay, I know the mistake at the beginning with the lady. Yeah, okay. You knew that was a serious or dangerous fault. Okay.
Yeah, and then I tried to carry on, and then I think I made another one, and then I was like, okay, and then I just still tried. But
you did with the clearance things. I did feel like you were doing better in the second half with clearance than you did in the first half.
Yeah.
So when we got near the school, you were being more cautious and watching the sides and slowing down.
Busy.
Yeah. But then afterwards, it sort of crept up again a little bit. You just need to be super slow. The area is not safe to be driving at the speeds you're trying to drive at.
Yeah. Actually, yeah, that's true. I didn't even go below like 18.
Yeah, you were always trying to get up to 20. There's a few times where you went up to 21 and you'd
back down,
you'd brake straight away. But it wasn't safe to be driving like 15 when there were parked cars and an oncoming car. Yeah? Don't second guess yourself, yeah? The first bit where you waited near the school, yeah, you probably could have gone in forward a bit more, but it was only really when that guy flashed his headlights with the black car that you had. Because he's waiting, everyone else sort of come in and then carried on.
And then he let me go,
Yeah, but let's talk about that. When he gave you way, there's space next to him, isn't there?
Yeah.
But what about just after him?
Yeah,
It was getting tighter, wasn't it?
Again,
so what should you have done?
Just stopped when there was that space.
Yeah, so gone next to the black car, but just gone slightly ahead of him and stopped. Or just really clutch control, squeeze through. Whereas you're sort of carrying on 5-6 miles per hour, just tucking in and out. So it's just too close. Okay. Thinking about clearance, how much space do we like to have around the car?
Half a metre on each side, I think.
A metre?
A metre each side.
So now that makes sense. You're trying to leave half a metre. We want to leave a metre. It's our ideal space. So think about when you're walking along on the pavement. You don't really go really close to other pedestrians, do you?
No.
You walk so well away and then carry on. Even if the high street's busy, you tend to sort of keep your space.
Okay.
So when on these busier roads, you should have tried to keep that space alive. Okay? All right, so we're gonna go work on some of these issues. I think most of it was because you made that first mistake. You kept sort of thinking about it, and then one after the other, it was having a knock-on effect. Okay? All right, so that's the end of the mock test today. So I hope you guys find that video useful.